counterpart here, Michael Needham, and I'm going to let you go first. Is the president wrong when it comes to the question of Obamacare versus the current Senate bill? Why is Obamacare better?
Well, the current Senate bill will throw 22 million people off of insurance.
Well, we don't know that. That was
It will. Look, it's going to throw at least over 15 million, because that's the Medicaid part. So it's going to throw something like 22 million people off of insurance. Second, it totally undermines the insurance marketplace with the Cruz amendment. It actually makes the bill worse, because the adverse selection Rand Paul was talking about will be even worse.
That says that healthy people can buy cheap plans, sick people have to go for the full plan.
And basically it undermines the freedom of cancer patients that I take care of, because they will not be able to afford any health insurance given the Cruz proposal.
But what about the subsidies that are in the Cruz?
They're not, everyone knows they're inefficiently distributed and they're nowhere near enough. And the third point I would make is $45 billion for opioid care over 10 years may sound like a lot of money to people, but it's the president's own commission says they need over $220 billion. So it's 20%. So you've got high uninsurance, undermining the insurance market, and you don't solve the opioid crisis. It's a terrible bill.
We asked you for questions for the panel, and we got this on Facebook on the new revised Senate Republican bill from Mark Hall, who writes, repeal the ACA, Affordable Care Act, as promised. Do not fix. Repeal it outright. What is wrong with the free market and patient choice, just like we have in auto insurance? Michael, how do you answer Mark, and how do you answer Zeke on this question of whether the revised bill is better or worse than the current system?
Yeah, Mark's exactly right. The problem when you talk to people in the Senate is there's probably at this point only 15 or 20 votes in the Senate for full repeal of Obamacare. For 7 years, the Republican Party promised full repeal of Obamacare. We need to move towards a patient-centric free market plan. This bill doesn't do it, and it's because, unfortunately, the Republican Party wasn't serious about repeal, and that's a tragedy, and it means that
So you're saying that we should leave Obamacare in place, or should we go for this?
I think this bill is the first step in a process of repealing Obamacare.
And why is Zeke wrong?
Zeke's wrong because Zeke's doing what a lot of people in Washington, D.C. do, and he's playing baseline games, and he's looking at these things. The CBO said 23 million people would be in the individual market because of the employer mandated, the individual mandate. It turns out it's only 10. When the CBO scores this, they assume that magically it's to go from 10 million people in the individual market up to 16 million people before they even do some scoring. So they're playing games on that side.
Wait a second. Hold on, Bill. The Medicaid expansion is real. Taking $800 billion out of Medicaid is not going to expand the number of people who are covered. And the second point I would make is there is no freedom in this bill for people who have pre-existing conditions. This completely removes the promise to them that if you have a pre-existing condition, you can have affordable insurance.
Michael?
So the problem with Zeke's point is that this bill actually keeps not all, it takes away what was created by Dr. Emanuel and others, which was an incentive in Medicaid to insure able-bodied people, for states to look more able-bodied people rather than more vulnerable populations like the disabled. It takes away that disincentive, but it actually keeps the federal subsidy for the Medicaid expansion population. And so Zeke's not being entirely fair on that point.
Remember this, Chris. The triumph of Obamacare is this coverage for pre-existing conditions, which basically defeats the whole idea of insurance, which is, for example, in the automobile insurance market, if you could wait till you had a wreck and then buy insurance and have the repairs covered, that's comparable to what we're doing here.
If I have cancer...
Hold on, let me finish. Can I please finish?